Well, hello. I tried and it wasn't working. So, got to find a different way to do things, guys. Sometimes it's just not easy. Pop out chat. That's interesting. Like, oh, well, that won't work. That won't work at all. Because we're Mac. All right. Do we have anybody? Anybody at all? I am all alone. That happens from time to time. So using the software, OBS, on my MacBook Pro from 2009 was causing nothing to work. For whatever reason, it was preventing me from loading a spreadsheet that I've done plenty of other times. But tonight, nope, wasn't having it. Wasn't gonna do it for me. And I had 4 people here at one point in that little video, and now there's 0 because YouTube doesn't want to notify, or because of some other reason. That could be the reason. So let's see here. I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to make a little itsy bitsy announcement, and we're going to see if we can have a little bit of fun tonight. A little bit of fun. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Well, there's a whole channel just devoted to me. Would you look at that? Oh, that's cool. Okay. Well, that's really good. Good old Woofy Bear. Bear Arms had a good question. Let's see if anybody can pop in here. Maybe even Bear Arms. And that'd be cool. We can talk about that question that he had. It's pretty good. Pretty good question. Do all of these have... I'm on all these different channels, and I was just wondering how many of them had bear fruit. Aha, that's funny. All right, interesting. What else is going on here? Why is this telling me 1? Pending? Oh, yeah. Of course. Of course you're my friend. Is anybody here yet? Nobody's here. Nobody's here. That's amazing. I mean, it's okay. I don't need anybody to be here. I can just talk. I can just say things. What is he talking about? Oh. Do we have anybody here yet? No, nobody. It just is what it is, huh? It is what it is. It's all good. Let me go ahead and answer that question. Quite a good question. See if I can find the channel again. There's so much stuff here. Now I can't find it. I don't know. Was it on my channel? Is that where it was? I'm on Discord. I'm on Discord. And it's been a while. A lot has happened since the last time I had gotten on. So anyway, just trying to catch up. But it doesn't look like I'm leaving anybody waiting. But that means if you're watching this video not live, that's rough. It's rough. So let's answer that question. Supposedly, one of our friends, welcome. It looks like at least one person's here. So Bear Arms said that one of his friends, excuse me, is a Pentecostal and said that he didn't believe in the Trinity. Well, you know what? Neither does Benny Hinn. I don't know what denomination that dude thinks he is. What do they call him? Words of Faith? Is that what the denomination, the big overarching denomination of ministries like Kenneth Copeland and Benny Hinn, the Word of Faith movement? That guy doesn't believe in the Trinity either. He thinks that there's 9 gods, which makes him look a whole lot like a polytheistic Hindu. Well, we had one person, and they're gone. So, Bear Arms, to answer your question. The Trinity is easily seen in Genesis chapter 1. So for anybody that denies that God is both singular and plural at the same time, they are denying the very beginning of the Bible. And it's a pretty important book. You see, because God as creator is one of the most important aspects of who he is. It's one of the many things, but it is one of the most miraculous aspects of his nature, something that we have no access to. That is why I tend to avoid the word create, and I will use the word manipulate, craft, shape, those sorts of things. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Well, that's amazing. We had somebody show up and they just didn't want to say hello or anything. And nobody else is here. And did I announce it? You know, I do that. I do that from time to time. I do that. I say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and do this live stream. I mean, there's probably somebody a lot more, 9 p.m. It's 38 minutes before Owen Benjamin goes on. What is his topic tonight? More proof I was wrong about the Jude. Yeah. Yeah. We're all wrong about so many things. So many things. Tell you what. So I just made a little announcement to 180 people on Owen's channel. Let's see if one of those people says hello, comes to say hello. Because you never know. You never know. On my hello, Seamus Delight channel. You click my name and you go look at my thing, and then you see that I'm live. It's pretty simple. I'm from, well, that's a lot of extra letters. I'm from Owen's channel. Yeah, I figured, because I just made an announcement there. Just click my name. Well, if this is your first time checking my, I know. Now you know why. Wow, that's, yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? You know why. You can make some quick judgments on somebody, can't you? The least of these, right? The least of these. So I'm not interested in reading that chat, but I figured I'd make a little comment. No, it looks like Owen's going to talk about the Jews tonight, which is surprising, actually, if you think about it, because typically he doesn't. And by typically, I mean, I'm not sure what I mean. So, interesting comment, Samus DeLine. How many of you, I'm guessing 0, but how many of you have heard of Owen mentioning Operation Baby Landlord? Because I have made some announcements via him, and I've commented on his stream many times about Operation Baby Landlord. Are you familiar with that? Have any of you heard about saving baby humans? Huh? Just curious. Just curious. Maybe, maybe not. It's interesting because that is what this evening was supposed to be about, but there is a certain entity that has gotten involved, a certain group of people or something that has prevented me from doing what I have done many times, Operation Baby Landlord. So it's kind of hard to just, not have any interaction at all. When I see a number and I see no chatting, it means that somebody's taking a lay of the land. They don't want to set themselves out there and let themselves be known because they want to keep it a secret who they are. It's all good. I don't blame you per se. There is a dude on YouTube that live streams 24/7. He just every 8 hours he just re-ups, and he live streams him doing nothing. Once I saw him getting fed water in a cup, and I was like, oh no, this is a dude that live streams and he doesn't have any arms. And his mom, apparently there's quite an age discrepancy, was giving him water, and he'd actually asked her to do this. Can I have some more water? And she was giving him water. And I was like, oh man, this dude has no arms. And then I saw he had arms. And he said, I can't grab my cup because my hands are dirty from my keyboard. That really happened on YouTube. It's amazing what is happening at all times. And if you're just here, I've seen Salt come in. I know Samus, or C Amos, or C. Is that an N? Is it C Anus or C Amos? Samus DeLion. I wonder what Samus means. I don't know what this. Seamus. Seamus is a pretty cool name, actually. I'm not sure if it's etymology, but seems like an Irish spelling, but I know it's not, especially with the duh. Duh is French. But anyway, is he the only one that's going to talk? There's supposedly 4 people here right now. And I announced this to the folks that typically come and hang out, but it just looks like everybody just having a good old time over on Owen's chat, and that's fine. There's 200 people to go chat with. Go ahead and have fun over there. Displeased Squatch. Interesting your name. Interesting your name, because there is one of the bears. His name is Trap Setter Bear, something along those lines. He does Sasquatch videos regularly. So Seamus, that's interesting. It's, that you know how to use words. Very, very interesting. Preacher Bear is announcing himself in the chat there, and Owens. You guys that don't know about me, you don't know about me. And you can scurry about your own way if that's what you want to do. Or you can figure out how there's something very special happening amongst the Unbearables Bible Study crew. And that was once upon a time something that Owen Benjamin talked about, the Unbearables Bible Study. And there is Gospel Bearer, that would be myself. There is Breath of Fresh Bear. There is Preacher Bear. There is Nathaniel Slattery. There is Intoxicating Masculinity. There are a couple of other folks. And they have YouTube channels. And we all take turns discussing biblical topics and biblical text. I'm the dude that typically remains relatively topical, and part of my background is bear arms. What's up? Yes. Wait, you're talking about Robert Pearson? The inky thing, biblical. The inky. What in the world? This guy is a bear. You man with leather. Who's Harry? We know about you. No one likes you. And you clout chase from Owen. That's very interesting English that you've learned. Oh, yeah. Yeah, lights are definitely pagan. That's very interesting. I read that verse too, that lights in a room are pagan. All lights are pagan. So you're Amish. That's very fascinating. I didn't know that Amish people got on YouTube and chatted it up. That's very interesting. Yeah, Seamus is pretty shameful, I would say. It's pretty sad. But that's cool. Some people really appreciate having the opportunity to be a troll. And here's what I don't do. I don't try to rob from anyone. I don't try to take opportunities away from people. I like to provide opportunities. And if there's somebody that really appreciates the opportunity to be a troll, who am I to take that opportunity away? Troll away. Troll away. It's fine. Especially Amish trolls. I was actually reading in a book, guys. A book. Yeah. Not the internet, but a book. And I was like, oh man, these Amish people, I think they really get it. They're the most prepared people in America. And Seamus is obviously one of these people. Just stay on my message. Well, here's the thing. Here's what happened tonight. I started up a stream on my 10-year-old laptop here. And I was planning on doing some Operation Baby Landlord research, of which, if you know about it, you know about it. And you care about stopping abortion and abolishing it. That's what Operation Baby Landlord's all about. And I was trying to do that, and my computer was incapable of performing both live streaming and the Operation Baby Landlord research. And the reason that I live stream it is to educate and encourage others to do more of that research. We have a group of about 15 or 16 people right now that are actively doing the research involved in accomplishing Operation Baby Landlord. And I keep on saying those words, and some of you don't know what that means, but I have a video named Operation Baby Landlord. If you want to look it up, check it out. So, hello from Michigan. You know what? I think I'd rather be there because I prefer the cold. So that's just me, though. Let's see here. I just wanted to check this out. What can I do? What can I do? Let's see. We'll do that. And that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. There we go. No, Michigan actually sounds really great. I used to live in yeah, I don't know about that Seamus dude, but I visited Minnesota. I went through Michigan. I went in Minnesota in November, and it got down to 7 degrees. And I was like, yeah, this is what's up. Now, I never really experienced what it means to be -10, -20. I have actually never experienced that in life, but I assume shelter is necessary. So yeah, stay north of Saginaw. I don't know what that means though. Is Saginaw a city? Is that what that means? I don't know if there's Amish people in Ireland. I don't think that there are. Religion is very strange in Europe. And yeah, thanks, Bear Arms. -45, the most it has got. Yeah. I mean, that's still insanity to me. It's insanity. All right, guys. So yeah, we had a troll. So I went ahead and let him go because, you know, he's wasting his time. I don't want to disrespect him by allowing him to waste his time here. That's not fair. That's not fair to him at all. And I'm a fair dude. There's no Amish, and I know it's primarily an American thing. Yeah, Alexandra, I assume that's mostly correct. I question whether or not there are Amish, like not Amish, but like some similar type of lifestyle, cultural types of people besides like gypsies, because, well, they partake in just about everything. So maybe that's not fair. I just have a feeling there's got to be some other sect similar to Amish people in Europe. But if they're the only ones, then yay for Pennsylvania and other areas like it. Those dudes, they use electricity. Gypsies are similar to Jews. Gypsies, as far as I understand, are highly hedonistic. I could be wrong, but that's I love. You know what, Jonathan? I don't disagree with you there. I've been in a lot of opportunities to. Sagawal is a city about halfway up the Lower Peninsula. Gotcha, displeased. I've been in a lot of places where I'm in the midst of people that I know hate me. I used to be in Washington, D.C. at a boarding school, of which I was then the extreme minority in this special public boarding school. It wasn't like a fancy boarding school with kids that wear ties and stuff. It wasn't that kind of school. It was a public-funded, public boarding school, free for the children. They lived in our home. And we had 7 at one time, but then 6 of these children, middle schoolers, 5th and 6th grade. And it was a really great opportunity. But a lot of the staff there was a lot of racial tension, both from the kids and from the staff. And it was weird and awkward. They had seminars. It's very interesting. But I am very familiar with, hello, Barbara, welcome. Very familiar with being in the belly of the beast, being around folks that don't like you. And it's interesting. It's disappointing. No, I don't know any gypsies. I met some when I worked at Starbucks. I'm not typically the kind of person that's like, oh, I know what race they are. Oh, I know what ethnicity they are. Oh, I know they're not usually. However, I can identify Ethiopians pretty well because my best man, I met a lot of his family, and I've just met a lot of Ethiopians, and I can typically tell the difference between a Kenyan and an Ethiopian. There are distinct differences between Eastern and Western Africa. I mean, maybe there's a difference, not much. I don't know, but there is a distinct difference, and I can, it depends on who you have relationships with, and when you really get to know a Korean, you would never mistake a Korean for, another neighboring culture. That's the nature of relationships, and that's why relationships are so important. So. But anyway, I'm basically just replying to you guys' comments and all that. A lot of Amish off the M33. I'm guessing that's a road. What's up, Cold as Ice? We had a troll in here, Cold as Ice. We had a troll in here. Jonathan, poor Polish. Well, I have a lot of background in Europe and England, Ireland. I even have a little Lebanese somewhere. I haven't been able to track it down, but legend has it that I even have some Lebanese. One of my bloodlines I can trace all the way back to Constantine the Great. So that's kind of interesting. But I have, I did the math. It was, I'm now forgetting how many, 11 generations in America. Been in America a long time. Oh, Seamus is back in Owen's chat. See, now he gets to go have fun. Seamus is now having fun in Owen's chat. That's good. It's where he needed to be. I cut him loose. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I released him from the bondage of trollhood. I'm not a dude. I'm not a slave owner. Some of my family, distant family, many generations back, like 6 or 7 generations back, they had slaves. I actually found will and testaments of some of my relatives, and and how they did, like, you get this slave, you get these 3 slaves. I read that stuff. It's wild, very strange. It's weird to think about. But I'm not a slave owner, and when somebody is trolling in my chat, then I say, listen, I free thee to go live your life free from the restraints of trollhood. I'm not going to be like that. I'm not going to hold somebody here. I have to let them free. It's not fair to just restrict them in that way. I like freedom. Christ has set us free. For freedom's sake, he has set us free. It's in the Bible. It's one of the things I streamed about today. Listen, guys, what's the topic? The topic is for the love. And what I mean by for the love, it's disappointing when you want to do something and then you're restricted from doing that thing. So I was trying to do Operation Baby Landlord. If you don't know what that is, check the video out. You'll learn a little bit about what Operation Baby Landlord is. I was trying to stream it, and my computer's apparently too old, so I have to find out how to do what I need to do in a different way. And I'll try again probably tomorrow, maybe Thursday. tomorrow or Thursday. I'll try again. I'll find a different way. Maybe I'll use Google Hangouts and then screen share. It's just OBS is a piece of software that supposedly allows you to put your video and screen share at the same time. And I've used it many times. You can even see proof of it. But I can't seem to find the right setting. And For the Love is just my expression of frustration. And I figured I would sip a little bit of the red and hang out with some folks, especially before Owen got started. And usually I would have 7, 8, 9, 15, 17, 11, 7, usually 7 folks hanging out, just talking, just chilling, asking questions. So Bear Arms, I don't know if Bear Arms is still here, but Bear Arms was asking about in Discord about a buddy that was disregarding the Trinity. And my answer to him was, he was like, what are your thoughts? And I was like, my thoughts are, in order to reject the Trinity, you have to reject the Bible as well, the whole thing, because God is creator. And if you ignore the very first chapter of the Bible, you reject it, you're rejecting our creator. So, and then Jesus clearly says, if you don't recognize me, you don't recognize the Father. So it's very clear. And there's plenty of stuff about the Holy Spirit. So anybody that denies the triune God, the 3-in-1, who he is, the nature of who he is, yeah, they don't get it. They are not in the process of getting it. So thanks for asking, Alexandra. I know that this is new to you. I don't usually well, that's not completely right. I usually just freeform, talk about whatever. But I'm usually on the road. And recently, YouTube has prevented anybody with less than 1,000 subscribers to live stream. So that's there's always a way, though. So I bring my laptop in my car, and I tether off of my cell phone, and I have a camera, and I made it work. It's working all right. It's pretty good. I can't be as responsive to the chat because I'm trying to survive the trip back and forth, Bear Arms, I hope you heard my answer, but thanks for hanging out. I'm glad you came here. I'm always glad. I'm always glad to see friends. Trinity is new for me, or your stream. Both can be new. It's fine. My stream can be new to you. The Trinity can be new for you. That's fine. But let me just give you the simplest, fastest answer in regards to the Trinity in Genesis 1. It's about verb agreement. See, in English, we don't have the privilege of gender agreement in words. English doesn't operate that way, but very many of the languages in the world operate with gender. By the way, the word gender only was in response to words a mere 60 or 70 years ago. Gender had nothing to do with human beings up until about 60 or 70 years ago. Now that's fascinating, guys. Extremely fascinating. So study some French. Let's say le manteau. Le manteau. Le is masculine. C'est masculin. Okay? And then la fenêtre. And my accent, my pronunciation is horrifying to an actual French person. I get it. I'm an American. I'm trying, but it's been years, and I just never could get it. Poisson. Boisson. I just couldn't do it. I try, but I'm not a Gomorran or a Sodomite. So French is just not friendly to my tongue. But gender does refer to language, Alexander. Absolutely. Orthodox. Okay, I got you. Eastern, Greek, Asian. There's actually Asian Orthodoxy. I recently learned. I didn't know about that. I was like, oh, fascinating. Fascinating. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I mean, it's in all the creeds. It's in the Nicene Creed, which I thought that Orthodox use Nicene, the Nicene Creed, which I appreciate. I think the Nicene Creed is excellent. There's the Apostles' Creed that's fine, but I like the Nicene Creed, and I was pretty much under the impression that I'm not sure what you mean or support. French? You talking about my French conversation there, Barbara? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're referring to. So let's go back to the gender talk here, guys. German does the gender thing, but gender in German is masculine, feminine, and neuter. Yeah, but it's language. It's not about humans. It's not about humans. The thing is, what's feminine about a window anyway, or any other? What is apple? La pomme. Yeah, la pomme. So apple. Why is apple feminine? Le pour, the door. What's masculine about a door? I don't know. I mean, it seems very arbitrary in the first place, but somehow in the last 60 to 70 years, things transitioned, things changed, and gender became something more than just created for humans. Yeah, not in what I'm talking about, though. Not in what I'm talking about. There is an arbitrary nature to language, gender, in language, because there's nothing masculine about wood versus a window. That's what I'm saying, because they don't have life. They're inanimate objects. So why did they get attributed to a certain thing? It had nothing to do with masculinity or femininity. It had to do with a language structure. And it also has to do with the tongue and the way that vowels and consonants play with each other, so to speak. It has to do with sounds and how to more easily speak. But we're talking about French. Yeah. And here's the other thing. I want to go back to my main point. Genesis 1. There is a singular word. Elohim. There's singular word with it's a plural word with a singular verb agreement. It's late, and I'm losing track of the specific parts of speech that I should know all by heart. I've got this guy right here. But in Genesis, there's a plural noun with a singular ending, of which it shouldn't have, except intentionally. And it happens throughout the scripture. It happens throughout the Old Testament, where it should be getting an ending that is related to plurality, but it's getting an ending related to singularity. Very similar to when the Bible talks about my commandment, singular, where God in his scripture takes the whole law and says my commandment, singular, as in it's all one thing. Why is it all one thing? Why is Jesus and God and the Holy Spirit all one thing? Well, that's a question that's pretty intense. I don't know that I can answer the question why. I can say that it is, though. He does it with his law, which is him, by the way. The law is the character and nature of God. And Preacher Bear is killing it on the chat, guys. Preacher Bear is bringing truth to town. He is throwing down the truth bombs over there in Owen Benjamin's chat. Hey, Larry King, what's going on, man? I got that book. Which one? Oh, you're talking about this one, dude? Oh, man. There's that, but there's another one. There's another one. This is the beast. Not really. Guys, don't take that too seriously. Colloquialisms, guys. Don't be too autistic, okay? This thing is, you think the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance is hardcore? Ain't got nothing on this. This is every word in the Bible, in the Old Testament, and all the forms of that word, all the tenses, all of the all the different verb endings, everything. It's just the whole thing, and you just equivocate. And it's broken down by root words, which you probably can't read this, but it's English. It's got English in here, but it tells you, is it the call? Is it the nifal? Is it the hifal? Is it a predicate? It's a call predicate. And then it gives the pial, the ithpial, the pa'el, and the ithpa'al, the afel. Guys, the paradigms, which if you've taken Greek or German, there's a lot of, you got to learn parsing and all that. Well, maybe parsing is only a Greek thing. Do you parse in German? I'm sure you could. I don't know. I never took German as a class. I've only studied German independently. The declension of feminine nouns. Virgin, year, sleep, righteousness, queen, garment, reproach, waste, maid, enclosure, mistress, wife, coat, symbols, slothfulness, corners, cubits. It's a lot of words that fall under feminine. I don't know. That's a big book. It's a really big book. But here's the thing. All of that is supplemental. It's because the whole point is you read your Bible. Hey, what's up, Intoxicating? We had an epic troll in here earlier, man. It's this. It's Analytical Hebrew and Chaldee Lexicon. Davidson. David. Mismor le David. That's how it begins, like every chapter of in the book of Psalms. Mismor le David. Guys, maybe I could just read Hebrew to you. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm up for that. They're a gospel bearer. I don't know Hebrew. Yeah, but it sounds so beautiful. Actually, Greek is epic. Guys, you guys watch Owen. Let me read to you the actual halagos, because I know you'll love it. Oh, I went to Luke. Kata loiken. Actually, Lucan. It's not a oi, it's a u. But kata yonen. I'll show you guys what's up with halagos. Is it gonna be fuzzy? Can you not autofocus? I thought you could autofocus. Bruh, you killing me. Maybe I need to hide? Come on now. Whatever, you get it. You get it. You can look it up yourself, but you might not be able to read it yourself. NRK en halagos. Kai halagos. See, hear that word? Kai halagos. En proston theon. Kai theos. En halagos. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and God was with the Word. In the order that it's written in the Greek, it actually says, and God was with the Word. I'm sorry. That's why I'm not a translator. It says literally, and God was the Word. That's in the order that it's written there. But then again, I'm not a translator. I'm just doing a literal translation in the order that it's written in the Greek. So you can read many versions on your own and see all the different ways that John 1:1 is translated. I'm not a translator. I just know a lot of the vocabulary. It sounds beautiful though. Hutas en arche proston theon, panta de autu egeneto. Kai chorus autu egeneto hude en hen ha geganen. En auto zoe. In him was the life. Guys, these words, oh, so beautiful. And when you get to, like, if you lived in the 90s and you knew anything about Christian music, you would know a band called Zoe Girl. And it's like, oh, Zoe. Well, like Zoe Deschanel and Zoe Girl and these different things. Well, Zoe is the word for life. Isn't that interesting? See, when you expand your vocabulary, things is interesting. You start to see patterns and relations. It's very interesting stuff. Owen is a wizard. Does he wear a hat or a mask? Does he wear a mask? Does he wear sheets? Is that what you mean by he's a wizard? Oh, wow. Are you sure? Because he's really tall, and I think he would stand out in a crowd, especially if they were all wearing sheets. Because I was pretty sure that only short people with tiny hats wore the sheets. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. I don't even know. Probably 1.5 beers. Wait, what is going on? What did I miss? At least 140. Are you talking about my... Wait, I think he's... Oh, Alexander thinks I'm drunk. Oh, yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, no. I had this, and it was... I've drinking half of it. It was to where my pinky is. But it doesn't matter. But yeah, you should watch me on my ride from home. Actually, just watch today's stream. What was it called? What was it called? I forget these things. What was my ride home called? Anybody remember in the chat? I'm pulling it up right now. Right now. It was called Testimony. Okay? If you want to check it out, you'd be like, oh, that guy just worked a 10-hour day? Yeah, he's obviously drunk off of 10 hours of work. Then he gets home, he hugs his children, he tells them stories, reads in a book, prays for them, puts them to bed, and then he just wants to have a little fun on stream and read some Greek from the New Testament Bible. Yeah, he's definitely drunk. It's clear as a bell. Oh boy. Enoto, Zoe, and these accents are super tiny, and it's the lighting. The accents are tiny. I'm like squinting. Because if it curves towards the right, then it's a heh on the accent. It's like an apostrophe above the letter. And if it curves towards, it's a huh. If it curves away from, so to the left, then it's soft. It's you don't huh it. There's a word that explains what you're doing with your voice there, but I can't remember the word. Aspiration or something, I don't know. Enoto, Zoe, Enkai, Hey, Zoe, Enta, Phos, Tone, Anthropone, Kaitaphos, and Te Scotia, Phinai Kai, He Scotia, Auto, U, Catalaben. So you heard Logos there in the beginning. And the point is, why would I read that? Why would any of that be important? Because Logos is a whole lot more than a word, guys. Logos is a whole lot more than a word. Logos is a whole lot more than a concept. Logos is the law, and the law is the character and nature of God. So we don't talk about Logos lightly. Logos is not a lifestyle. Logos is not something that you can get without God, because it is the character and nature of God. And in order to understand Logos, you have to first accept who God is. It's a prerequisite for even understanding the nature of Logos, because, again, it's the nature and character of God. And as Christians, if there are any here, I know a few of you are, we should want to love what God loves. Matt Walsh, I saw a couple of headlines. They're intoxicating. And I saw that somebody said that it's disappointing that we could never actually rebuild Notre Dame. I saw one of them. No, I don't know which one, because I saw all the headlines and they're all blurring. Andrew Clavens, Walsh. But I didn't actually watch any of them. Yes, exactly. Some people can be crazy without alcohol, and I am definitely one of them. There are attacks on some Prime. I missed some of this chat. Trying to catch up, y'all. Trying to catch up. Yeah, no beers, just I'm 165 right now. I don't want to be 140. I don't want to cross that line. I want to be 150 forever till I die. And when I die, I want to be like eaten by sharks. Seriously. Now it's on stream, Now it's recorded that I want an ocean burial. Straight up. Oh man, I think so. Yeah, I mean, have fun with that, Barbara. Speak the truth in love, though. Juden Peterson. Yeah, I never really even knew much about. Nobody on planet Earth has a 270 IQ, by the way. Nobody on Earth has a 270. No one. The orders of magnitude of like the hypothetical 300 IQ that hypothetically existed for possibly somebody like Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci was probably 180, 190, maybe 200. When you're talking about 270, you're talking about 2.7 times their actual chronological age in knowledge and wisdom. It's very, IQ is just a psyop, guys. It's complete nonsense. You're asking the wrong question when you're talking about so he was talking about the importance of the building you worship in. Interesting. Obviously he was missing the point to some degree. There's always trolling going on there, Larry King. No, there was really legit trolling earlier. We took care of it. I released him. I set him free to go have fun on Owen's chat. Because by being here, he was missing out on all the fun that he could participate in on Owen's chat with hundreds of other people. He was hypercritical of any church in a plain building. He loses me with the beauty of the building mattering. Yeah, I hear you, man. So supposedly the dude that's a farmer, he's got black hair. He's got like a really serious face. He probably weighs about 210, 220. He's a farmer dude, and he can memorize like all this stuff. He supposedly has an IQ of 200, or possibly one of the highest IQs in America. And he's a farmer. Which, yeah, I mean, that is interesting. Considering what Owen says. It is funny and interesting. The guy bans all dissent. Yeah, Alexandra. I mean, I have my thoughts on that. He's running a business. It's simple. It is as simple as that. He's running a business, and you don't want people messing up your business. It's simple. It is actually, and that's not rude. That's not judgmental. That's just as simple as the facts. You're running a business. You don't want people messing up your business. And I'm not criticizing his business. He's running a business that's successful. It's very successful. So anyway, yeah, hopefully there's no reason that Baldy Locks would not be good. Because I feel like I've been out of the loop. I have been working a lot. I did 61 and a half hours last week. It was a blur. I had many days where I was just struggling. Fueled by caffeine, not good. So I cut it back this week. I said, no, I'm going to sleep until 5 a.m. I'm going to try to go to bed as close to 9:30 as possible. And that's that. And I probably will work Saturday. So you gotta catch, and you gotta think, guys. You gotta remember what's most important. What is most important to you, and how are you living life? So especially when you say something is important, like, oh no, God is the most important thing in my life. Yeah, that sounds great. What are you doing about it? Well, you see, I mean, I go to church once or twice a month, and I read my Bible at least 3 or 4 times a year. I mean, I haven't read it this year, but or last year, actually, come to think of it. I mean, at that point, guys, I haven't really thought about the Sabbath or anything like that. I think I know at least 2 of the 10 commandments. I just don't know much about it, and it's a lot. So, I'll get it eventually. If that's your guys, if you care about something, prove it. Prove it. How did Jesus say that we could show him love? What did he say? If you love me. Dude, I'm glad you got good barbecue. I'm all about some really good, not dry, picnic or different types of barbecue that's still juicy. Like, gotta be juicy. It's got to be juicy. And I've had good chicken barbecue. I've had good beef barbecue. I've had good pork barbecue. There was a place where were we? I think it was in Virginia, middle of nowhere, Virginia, near Charlottesville. Near, as in within a couple of hours. It was a kind of a random spot. There was a college there. It wasn't the Charlottesville College. It was a different little college, possibly a religious college, a little town we stopped in, and they had excellent, like a 4.9 star with 100 and something or 200 reviews. Very good reviews. Tried it out. Simple little place. And it was really good. That's the last time I had really good barbecue, and that was 2 or 3 years ago. It was really good. Yeah, but I've heard that phrase, but I'm not sure what it means. Because again, I'm slightly autistic, guys. Rudy's? Yeah. If you love me, then you will keep my commandments. That's what he says. Do I sleep? Are you talking about me, William? The person that I'm always wondering if he sleeps is Preacher Bear, because he's in England, and I'll see him in the morning. I'll see him in the evening. I don't see him much in the middle of the day, but in the middle of the day, it's not nighttime there. It's like 1 or 2 a.m. over there right now, and he's totally killing Owen's chat. Or he was. I don't see anything right now, but Rudy's is Texas barbecue, Devin. Okay, that's cool. I don't know anything about it. I've actually never been to Texas. I've never been through Texas. I've been to Missouri. The states I've been. Florida, obviously. Georgia is where I grew up. South Carolina, I lived there, went to grad school in South Carolina. North Carolina, lived there for many years with my wife. All 3 of my children were born in North Carolina. I've never lived in Tennessee, but I've been to Tennessee. I lived in Kentucky briefly as a child. Virginia, never lived there, but I've been there many times. Well, enough times. And then D.C., Maryland. I lived in D.C., never lived in Maryland, but I've been there. And then Ohio, been there a couple of times. And then Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Missouri, and Arkansas. I just drove through very briefly. So, but I didn't live in all those places. Oh, yeah. No, I'm going to sleep. It's about 9:30, and but I wake up super early. I've been waking up at 5, so that's when I'm going to work. I'll be seeing y'all in the morning. It's about time for me to say goodbye. But it started out really slow. It's kind of a ridiculous situation. And then we had that troll in here. He just came just to criticize me. He was trying to make me cry. He said he saw me cry. Alexandra. He said he saw me cry. And the funny thing is, I wasn't reading the Jesus Storybook Bible, the one thing that is guaranteed to make me cry. Serious. If I'm reading about Jesus, it's especially the way the Jesus Storybook Bible puts it. But then again, I can watch the Bible Project on YouTube, and I'm like, they're getting me. I mean, just basically when I'm confronted with God's truth, it's beautiful and lovely and amazing. So, Ben in 44, yeah, definitely not me. I don't even know if I've topped 20. That's it though. Looks like we're done. Looks like everybody's going on over to Owens. It's after 9, isn't it? Oh yeah, it's way after 9. Owen's always late. It's all good. Y'all have fun. Looks like it's going to be an interesting night. And he's wrong about the Jews again, because that won't have 5,000 people watching it. I told you he's a great businessman. He's a great businessman. No criticism at all. I'm just saying he's an excellent businessman. Yeah, I think he even says that he's not a great businessman. Oh yeah, he's a good businessman. 1.5. It'll be up to 4,500 within 60 minutes. It'll cross over 4K for sure. Yeah, Fart Dad, go on to bed. Good night. William, good night. I'm going to sleep as well. It's I'll be asleep in the next 15 or so minutes anyway. It's all good. And then I'll see you guys at 5:30ish. Or not. I mean, you watch it whenever you want. You don't have to be there at all. I can't see what you're saying at that time anyway. So it's all good. But I will figure out what to talk about. Because who was it? It was Larry King. Larry King. He's a wise man. And he had a good idea. He's right. I need to focus on a topic and keep that topic for a week and write it out and then go on to the next one. That requires discipline. And I'm still growing up on that one. So what the troll said before I say goodbye, he said, this right here, all of these lights, he's like, you have Christmas lights up in April. You're a pagan. Who said they were Christmas lights? They're lights to light up the room. Usually we have the main light off, but when I'm doing the videos, we need extra light. So, Pill and good topics. Good point. Intoxicating. Thank you for that. Thank you for that reminder. So, now you got me thinking. It's good. That's what I'll read about before I go to sleep, and that's what I'll stream about in the morning. Is something that's relevant to the now. You all have a good one, and absolutely, I'm seeing when you cry. Yeah, man. Crying is so good. It means that our heart isn't hard. It's like the last thing. It's like you're still alive when you can cry over a little children's book. It's like, thank God. Because having a hard heart is just desperately sad. All the best stuff in streams always comes towards the end, I've noticed. Some of the most profound points that I make are typically towards the end. And people that are impatient, they'll never get it. I wonder if that's like anybody we know. Anyway.